afternoon, I'm Sean Yao and this is One News Now. President Bongbong Marcos admits that he was surprised by the recent remarks made by Chinese envoy Huang Xilian on the welfare of Filipino migrant workers in Taiwan. In an ambush interview, Marcos Jr. said that Huang's statements may have just been lost in translation, as English is not the ambassador's first language. The president said he will be discussing the matter with the ambassador. In a speech on April 17, Huang advised the Philippines against recognizing Taiwan's independence if it genuinely cares about the safety of Filipino workers there.
English is not his first language, but I'm very interested to know what it is that he meant. I interpret it as him trying to say that you should not, Philippines, do not provoke or intensify the tensions because it will impact badly on the Filipinos. I'll be talking to the ambassador.
The Foreign Affairs Department says that the United States is not allowed to stockpile weapons in the Philippines that will be used in operations against Taiwan. In a Senate inquiry on the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, DFA Secretary Enrique Manalo said the decision on whether to let the U.S. store weapons at selected sites in the country will be guided by the main purpose of the deal. Manalo also clarified that the Philippines is not allowing U.S. troops to refuel, repair, and reload at EDCA sites. The addition of 4 more EDCA sites in the country has already prompted China to issue a string of warnings on the destabilization of peace in the region and the possibility of Manila being dragged into the conflict over Taiwan. In other news, some hotels and resorts in Puerto Galera are seeing booking cancellations after tests revealed poor water quality in some areas. One beach resort owner said that the cancellation started after the DOH and the DENR announced that 26 out of 35 sites in Puerto Galera failed water quality tests. Despite that, hotel and resort owners clarified that there are still a lot of activities for tourists who visit the province. Nevertheless, affected residents and business owners are urging authorities to go double time on the cleanup to allay the fears of tourists.
So wala naman tayong magagawa dahil natatakot sila sa oil spill na balita. Sa tingin ko naman temporary lang ito, pero punta pa rin sila dahil open naman ng Puerto Galera, marami pa tayong pagsiswimingan doon, especially White Beach, yung mga itinakda ng DENR na magiging masaya pa rin.
We're pausing for a quick break, but One News Now will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Sugarcane farmers are sounding the alarm on possible production losses amid the looming El Nino. Shaila Francisco with the details.
The likelihood of El Nino from June until early 2024 has increased according to Pagasa. This has worried sugarcane farmers who are estimating a 10 to 15% production loss equivalent to a decrease of 200,000 metric tons.
Kung mangyari yung El Nino at that time, nobody can plant. Kasi those who do not have access to the rivers and the water, hindi talaga makatanim. Kung magtagal yan ng mga 6 months, 8 months, ayaw. Matay na talaga yan. Tuyong-tuyo na lahat. So, delikado.
The Sugar Regulatory Administration admits this is highly likely, especially among small farmers who make up 90% of all sugarcane farmers in the country. The impact of El Nino may also lead to increased costs as they will need more water to sustain the production.
It will be a big jump in cost. That is about an increase for us of roughly another 10% sa costing po namin yon. 5 to 10% sa costing from 50 to 60. Another 5 to 6 pesos in costs.
To address this, the SRA is coming up with interventions for farmers, including providing solar pumps and conducting cloud seeding operations. They are planning to meet with DA officials for additional budget for cloud seeding. Amid these potential issues, the SRA board also decided for Senior Agriculture Undersecretary Domingo Panganiban to serve as officer in charge of the SRA. This is in effect starting Wednesday, April 19, until a new administrator has been appointed.
Yeah, the urgency of an OIC is very important po kasi we still have importation coming in and we still are continuing to come out with the import clearances.
Currently, around 130,000 metric tons of imported sugar have arrived in the country, with 86,000 metric tons already in the market and for release. The SRA is still deciding whether to impose a suggested retail price of 85 pesos per kilo on imported and local sugar. Confiscated imported sugar, meanwhile, will be sold at 70 pesos a kilo in Kadiwa stores.
We're a bit delayed because of all the paperwork. There's so many agencies involved. The treatment nun is either for sale through e-bidding or destruction. So we now amended it na it would allow donation to Kadiwa as well as the sale of this by Kadiwa.
Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Trips of the Philippine National Railways remain limited after a train derailed yesterday in Makati City. Currently, trips are limited from Governor Pascual to Tutuban and Tutuban to De La Rosa and vice versa. Once the re-railing is finished, PNR management will be releasing a new schedule for the entire Metro South commuter line up to Calamba in Laguna. The COMELEC is pushing for penalties or jail time for nuisance candidates. The poll body is seeking a prison term of up to 60 years, as well as a fine of no less than 500,000 pesos and disqualification from holding public office. And the Senate's Foreign Affairs Panel is conducting a general inquiry into the Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement between the Philippines and the United States. The hearings will center on the addition of 4 new EDCA sites in Cagayan, Isabela, and Palawan. The new sites have sparked warnings from China that the expansion only serves to destabilize regional peace and jeopardize the welfare of overseas Filipino workers in Taiwan. One News Now will be back with the latest stories at 6:30 p.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.